don't feel shy to call me. You know my number, and I will do my best to inform you.
Okay. Reeve Miller, would you be interested in making a motion, and we get a seconder, and we actually make a council request for that to happen? I know it should happen, but then that gives it a little bit something that their staff can go on to. They can feel free to do that more so. Is that, I'm looking at Kathy because she has more experience and she can give me an answer to that.
I'm just confused as to what you're asking for or what the motion is.
To make a motion that staff take an extra interest in keeping all of the people that are here tonight in the loop, and we would have to have their names sent to us or whatever. So anything to do with the Rogers Tower would be CC to them. Councillor McLaughlin?
I think in the past we used to have a sheet that these people could sign so that if information, if there was more information pertaining to that issue, there would be a signed sheet and that they would get notification. I'm sure that's happened in the past.
Hope said we can do a consensus for that. We can have a sheet. We can have that set up. That makes it a mandatory, but everybody, and I think that's only fair, and that should have been happening even without a sheet. We should have been more diligent in all of that. Well, absolutely, and I'm embarrassed that I didn't know, but and I'm sure everybody else is also. We dealt with what we had in front of us in a fair manner, but to go forward, we need to keep you informed at all times, so you know that everybody. It won't be us anymore, but it'll be us as an in-between. And the consensus, I'll ask for a show of hands to get them on the list. Okay, and then in the consensus, I will ask Reeve Miller to be any questions. You just phone the man. He's good that way, or me. There is not to be. I'll give you an example of this tower on the other side of Compton. Has it's actually will be far. The new tower would be farther away than that tower is to 17 Highway. So, like there's no safety issues in that fact at this point, for sure. But my understanding is that it doesn't give off radiation. Councillor Regier?
I'm thinking, Mr. Mayor, if you're opening this up to the public, I think they should be coming to the microphone and addressing him.
Absolutely.
Because they are not being heard. So,
yeah.
Mr.
Your questions absolutely need to be heard on camera.
We need to hear on camera any questions and any concerns now that this has been opened up. Thank you.
Yep. If you don't mind, just come up to the mic and then we can talk. Then I will answer. The question was, is there any radiation coming off of these communication towers? And my reading of the information, it would be absolute minor. The technology has changed, and what used to be is not even the system they use anymore. But I'm not an expert. Don't get me wrong. I'm not giving you an expert. I'm just saying what I understand. That they are not a danger to health. There have been studies done on other types of things that may or may not be. Anyway, any more questions from this forward? Can Carol come up to the mic?
We have to get on the agenda.
Yeah, it's on.
What do we have to do? So in other words, if I talk to Terry, if I want to get on the agenda, what do I have to do?
I'll turn that over to Hope.
you can formally send an email to the CAO or myself, or you can come into the office and fill out a delegation form,
Okay,
which will be submitted to the CAO, and then she will arrange to have you put on a council meeting.
okay, and we're going to get that.
I'm sure you'll get it, but keep in mind that I know delegations are backed up way into already, so that it's not going to be a slam dunk when staff gets a hold of it. In my opinion, that it will be quick, Harold. The delegations and everything they have in there, they are a way behind. And I've heard of other people wanting delegations, and they're being told 2 months, and there's a list.
But as long as Rogers is doing something, and we want to come to a meeting, we want to be heard. As all the people here want to
Okay.
be heard, what the problems is, what's happening, and if we can't come to talk here, we need to be on that list to be able to talk about Rogers or what's happening.
Yeah, it's tricky though. You need to be
That's
in
what I mean.
a delegation. Like tonight, we broke all the rules here, I think,
That's
for the
right.
sake of this, and I'm happy we did. But
Okay.
I don't know if it'll always go like this, Harold. But you can certainly go through me to try and achieve this.
Okay.
Try.
Yeah, well, that's all we can do, is
Yeah.
I want to know that I can do something
That's
for
yeah,
the people
absolutely.
that's here.
I agree. We've gone forward. We've opened up this to a public meeting, and in order to get you on the list, we're going to have to get everybody here that before anybody leaves. So I'm going to designate a break, and Hope is going to go and get everybody's email address that wants to give it to her, and telephone number, and well, you have the mailing address if you have the name, so that you'll all be within that. And then if Rogers contacts with any information, any changes or whatever that is relevant to the situation,
Yes.
then that would be then on there for I don't know, I'm new at this part. I'm going to go back to Councillor Regier. Then it just automatically goes, the information goes to the people on the list.
Assume that Hope would be able to address
Okay,
that.
yeah, all right, better. All right.
If we have any updates or information, and I've noted that's on my list, coming from Rogers, anything development-wise, anything, if your name is on this list, we will ensure that you get notified by email or telephone number.
All the people will. All the people.
Whoever signs this list
Okay.
for me, yeah.
Whoever signs the list. And we're going to take a break.
Right on.